everyone. Welcome back to English to Go, where learning English is simple and enjoyable.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Julia. It is so wonderful to be here with you today.
Okay, Julia, I have to tell you something that happened to me last week. Something a little embarrassing.
Oh, this sounds good. Tell me everything.
So my neighbor, she's American, she invited me to her apartment for dinner, and she asked me to help her in the kitchen. Simple, right? Just help a little, no problem.
Sounds fine so far.
She pointed to the counter and said, "Can you grab the colander from the shelf?" And I just stood there, completely frozen. I had absolutely no idea what a colander was. So I picked up a random pot and handed it to her with the biggest smile on my face.
Ryan, no.
She looked at me like I had given her a shoe. It was a pot, Julia. She needed something to drain the pasta. I handed her a pot.
Okay. First of all, you are not alone. So many English learners know how to talk about big, important topics, but the moment they walk into a kitchen, the vocabulary just disappears.
And if that has ever happened to you, if you've ever stood in a kitchen and had no idea what anything was called in English, this episode is made for you.
Today, we are diving deep into kitchen English, the real words, the useful phrases, the ones that actually come up in everyday life. Let's get into it.
So, Julia, where do we even start? The kitchen has so many things in it.
You know what? Let's start the way any good cook starts. We walk in, we look around, and we take stock of the space.
Wait, take stock? Is that a cooking phrase?
Great catch. To take stock means to look at your situation carefully and understand what you have. So a chef walks into the kitchen and takes stock. She checks what ingredients are there, what tools are ready. But actually, you can use this phrase anywhere in life. Before a job interview, before a trip. Just pause and take stock.
Take stock. I like that. It sounds very professional.
It does. Okay, so we walk in. The first thing most people notice is the counter, the long, flat surface where you prepare food.
Right, the counter. That one I know.
Good. And what's usually sitting on the counter?
A cutting board?
Excellent. A cutting board is the flat board, usually wood or plastic, that you put your food on before you cut it. It protects the counter from the knife.
So without a cutting board, you'd scratch the counter.
Exactly. And in a real kitchen conversation, you'd hear something like, "Can you put the vegetables on the cutting board?" Or, "The cutting board is on the counter, right next to the sink."
Simple sentence, very useful.
Now, speaking of knives, this is where a lot of learners get nervous because there's so many types. But for today, let's focus on the most important thing you need to know, how to talk about sharpness.
Sharpness.
Yes, in English, we say a knife is sharp when it cuts easily and well, and we say it is dull, D-U-L-L, when it doesn't cut well anymore. It's lost its edge.
Oh, so a dull knife is a bad knife.
A dull knife is actually a dangerous knife because you have to push harder, and that's when accidents happen. Native speakers say things like, "This knife is so dull it won't even cut a tomato," or "Be careful, that blade is incredibly sharp."
Sharp. Dull. Got it. Those are opposites.
Exactly. Now, let's move from the counter to somewhere that's basically the heart of any kitchen.
The stove?
The stove, yes, or some people call it the cooker or the range, depending on where they're from. But stove is the most universal word. It's the appliance with the burners on top where you actually cook the food.
And the things on top, those circular things, those are the burners.
Yes, burners. And when you turn a burner on, we say you light the stove if it's gas, or you turn on the burner if it's electric. And here's a very native phrase. When something is cooking and you want to lower the heat, you say turn it down a notch.
Turn it down a notch. That means reduce the heat.
It does, and here's the beautiful thing. A notch literally means a small degree or step, but English speakers use this everywhere. Your music is too loud? Turn it down a notch. Someone is being too aggressive in a meeting? Tell them to take it down a notch.
So the kitchen is secretly teaching me life skills.
The kitchen teaches you everything, Ryan. Now, what do you put on the burner when you cook?
A pan or a pot?
Both, and this is a mistake I hear all the time. People mix up pans and pots, so let's clear this up once and for all. A pan, sometimes called a frying pan or a skillet, is wide and shallow. It's for frying, sautéing, cooking eggs, browning meat.
Shallow means not very deep, right?
Correct. Shallow equals not deep, and a pot is deep and tall. It holds a lot of liquid. You use a pot for soups, stews, boiling pasta, making sauces.
So the simple rule is pan for frying, pot for boiling.
That's a beautiful way to remember it. Pan for frying, pot for boiling.
I feel like I could actually survive in a kitchen now.
We're getting there. But wait, before you even cook anything, you need to prep your ingredients. And prep, short for prepare, is a word you hear constantly in kitchen English.
Prep, like I need to prep the vegetables.
Exactly. Chefs say it all the time. The prep work is done. Can you start prepping while I heat the pan? It's short, it's practical, and it makes you sound very natural.
I love that. Short words are my favorite.
And once your ingredients are prepped and cooked, where do you put the food?
On a plate?
Yes, but there's actually a specific verb for this moment. When you move cooked food from the pan onto a plate, you plate the food. It becomes a verb.
The word plate becomes a verb?
Welcome to English. We love turning nouns into verbs. Please plate the pasta. She plated the dish beautifully. In restaurants, this is used all the time.
So if I go to a restaurant kitchen and say, I'll plate the salad, I sound like a professional chef.
You absolutely do. And finally, because every good cook also cleans up, let's talk about washing up.
Washing up just means doing the dishes, right?
In British English, yes, washing up means cleaning the dishes. In American English, people usually say doing the dishes or cleaning up. But wash up can also mean to wash your hands before eating, so context matters.
So if someone in England says, can you help me wash up, they don't mean wash my hands, they mean clean the dishes.
Precisely. And if you're ever unsure, just look at where you are and what's happening around you. Context is your best friend in English.
Okay, so just to make sure everyone's following along, we've got take stock, sharp and dull, turn it down a notch, prep, plate, and wash up. 6 incredible phrases, all from one room.
And they all work outside the kitchen. That's what I love about learning through everyday situations. The vocabulary travels with you.
Now, let's put all of this into practice with a quick role play. 2 short scenes. Ready, Ryan?
Born ready.
Scene 1. You're helping a friend cook dinner at their house for the first time.
Wow, your kitchen is really nice. So where do you want me to start?
Can you prep the onions and the garlic? Everything's right there on the counter.
Sure. Should I use this cutting board here?
Yes, perfect. And grab the sharp knife from the drawer. Not the small one, the bigger one.
Got it. This one is really sharp. I'll be careful.
Great. I'll turn on the burner and start heating the pan. Once the pan is hot, I'll turn it down a notch so the oil doesn't burn.
And after we cook, I'm happy to wash up.
Perfect. Did you hear how naturally those phrases landed? Prep, sharp, cutting board, turn it down a notch, wash up, all in one short conversation. That's exactly how a native speaker would talk in the kitchen.
And it didn't feel like a lesson at all. It felt like a real conversation.
That's the goal. Okay, scene 2. This one is in a restaurant. Ryan, you're a new kitchen helper on your first day.
Okay, new guy, the soup is almost ready. Take stock of what we have left. Do we need more stock or more vegetables?
I see we have vegetables, but the stock pot is almost empty.
Okay, good eye. Start prepping more carrots. Use the big cutting board by the sink.
On it. Should I plate the salads that are already done?
Yes, plate them, put them on the pass, and then come back and help me wash up these pans.
Yes, chef.
Ryan, yes, chef. Very professional.
I've watched a lot of cooking shows. The phrases made that scene feel completely real, especially take stock and plate as a verb. Those are the ones that surprise me most.
And that is exactly what separates someone who sounds like a textbook from someone who sounds like a native speaker. It's those small, real phrases that make all the difference.
Before we finish, let's do a quick word tour of everything we learned today.
Hit it.
Take stock.
Look at your situation and understand what you have.
Sharp and dull.
Sharp means cuts well. Dull means it doesn't.
Turn it down a notch.
Reduce something slightly. Heat, volume, energy, attitude.
Prep.
To prepare your ingredients before cooking.
Plate.
To move food onto a plate, and yes, it's a verb.
Wash up.
Clean the dishes or wash your hands depending on the context.
That was perfect.
If you enjoyed hanging out with us today, please hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode. We drop new ones every week, and every single one is designed to make your English feel real and natural.
And before we go, we have a question for you.
We want to know, what is the most confusing English word you have ever heard in a kitchen? Was it colander? Was it spatula? Was it something even stranger?
In English, even one sentence is amazing practice, and we read every single comment. Every one.
We genuinely do.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We know your time is valuable, and we really appreciate you spending it with us.
English to go, take it with you.
Bye-bye, everyone.